Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will learn how to access Active Directory from member server and how to perform activity related to Active Directory or group policy. So this is my domain controller where you can see we are having that Active Directory installed and we can perform any activity like user creation, user password change, account lockout, and so many other things that we do in a Active Directory. So by design, only domain admin and enterprise admin can access the Active Directory. So once you perform a domain controller, even server as domain controller, so you can see these are some common groups or started by or created by the Active Directory by domain controller promotion. So here you can see this is a domain enterprise admin and one user that was created earlier while creating or installing the operating system that become the member of that particular group enterprise automatically. I did not do anything. Domain admin here you can see administrator itself. It has been added automatically as a domain admin or enterprise administrator. And if you see this, this is the account that I created that also become the member of that administrators. Okay, so if you open this, you can see these are the already member of that particular group. So that is also created automatically administrators. So I'm also, I can say I'm also a domain admin for that particular computer because I'm showing as a administrator. So but for our activity or a demo something, we will create another user. For example, we create new user Binesh. Okay, here next, and we set the password. And now we can make this as a member of. So when you creating any user account that is created and that is set as a member of domain users, which is the default group for every each and every user. Here I want to make it as a domain admin, so I can just type this. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
hmm, so I have added as a or made it as a domain admin. Do you have any
Okay.
question?
No, sir.
So as I said, domain admin can log in to domain controller, perform any activity related to Active Directory or group policy and so many other things in Active Directory. Suppose I create one user account for you, Monica, M-O-N-I-K. Okay, so again, there you can see that is added as a domain users. So
Okay.
if you want to log in to this server, you cannot log in because you are not the part of that any group, remote desktop user as well, and you cannot perform any activity on this server. So what we can do, generally some companies are following that best practice. They are creating one server, adding it in a domain and installing RSET tool and providing access to the users or some person who can help as a L1 or some small activities as I said earlier like password reset, account creation, password account lockout issue, and so many small things that we can do, and we can take help from the L1 guys after giving some KTs. Okay. So now you can see that is the member server. Here we can't see anything, right?
Yes.
We just can't see Active Directory. So first we need to set the name, some unique name as per the standard. So I just set it jump server. So that is fine for me because this is only member server, and we can set one IP address so that that computer can communicate with my domain controller. Okay. So here you can see I have set already that IP address, that is IP address of my domain controller or domain controller. So now let's see, firewall should be off. Firewall CPL. We can stop that firewall. Generally, I do not recommend to stop the firewall, but it is easiest way to make the communication possible among the servers. But in the production, we should talk to our seniors how they are processing, following the process, and if required, we should take the approval from the security team and open the required ports. There are multiple ports for Active Directory. I will this make another video or explain later. So
Okay, sir.
here we can come. So okay, before doing this, what we can do? We will join this computer to a domain. I think you know how to join the computer domain, right?
Yes, sir.
So name is fine, and I have set the IP address, and now I need to
Give the
mention
domain name.
domain name. So domain name you can get from here, shiva.lan. Okay, SHI. Here I need to type the password of my domain admin. Okay, that is fine. Now we will reboot the server. Okay, it will not take more time. So once it is added properly, and you will see this computer will be here. Can you see? So it is
Yes, sir.
this default container that is not a looks like it is looking like a organization unit, but that is not organized unit. That is a container. If you see properly, you will see the difference, right? These are having different icons. Huh? Can you see? It is having something yellow in the middle.
Yes, sir.
So these are the containers. This is also container, but that is a organization unit. So there are so many things, but there is a big difference in the container or organization unit. You cannot apply group policy to the container. If you are having any user or computers in that container OU, you cannot apply any group policy directly. But what you can do, you can apply the group policy on the top level so that it will cover all the organizations and all the containers as well.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Got it.
got it. So generally we should create different organized unit for different, not a different organized unit for your servers, computers, domain admin, etc. Different companies are following different process, so that is different. So here I can see, so I can see in the other user as well. So here I can log in with my username Binesh, and I can type my password. So now this server is called member server. Earlier it was in Burgroup, but now it is a part of domain. So we can say that is a member server of my domain shiva.lan. Okay. And here
Okay.
you can see as well, you will see that domain name, full computer name, jumpserver.shiva.lan. That is also called FQDN, fully qualified domain name. which is combination of your host name of your computer and your domain name. Okay.
Okay.
So now what we can do, so again, this is a part of domain, but we can't see the Active Directory. So what we can do, we can just come here, add role and feature. We can skip this, next, 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 and we have seen here RSAT, Remote Server Administrator Tool. Under this, there are multiple features or option that you can select from, not only Active Directory. Okay, here you see. So if you want to manage Active Directory, you can just select this Active Ready DS. If you want to manage Hyper-V, you can select this. If you want to remote desktop service, you can manage this. If you want to manage PKI for Active Directory, you can add this. You can, if you want to DNS, select this DSCP. Okay, so many things. If you want to manage Radius server, you can select it, select this, print. So many things can be managed from your Jump server, or any server that has been dedicated has this role installed. Okay,
Okay.
so we are more about the Active Directory, so we will install this, but that is not only confining you to the Active Directory only, but you can select whatever you want to manage. Depends up to you or organization how they are managing, what are they managing, so they can select the particular role from there. Okay,
Okay.
so it will also install the group policy management console automatically and PowerShell module as well. You can see Active Directory module for Windows PowerShell. And I have also created another video how to install RSET tool on workstations. So you can watch my video that as well for workstation as well. So because we can also manage the Active Directory, see the Active Directory from the workstation, but there should be domain join or RSET tool must be installed, and every user is called authenticated user in Active Directory, and every authenticated user is having read access to Active Directory and the group policy as well, until unless you remove that particular option from the Active Directory group policy. For example, sometimes people come and say that they are not having access to Active Directory. So why they are not having actually? If you see any group policy, you will see authenticated user, which is combination of domain computers and domain users. These are the two groups which are created automatically. And if we are having user, user is added as a member of domain user. And if you are having computer, computer is added as a domain computers. Okay, as a member. And
Okay.
both are the, if we say want to apply both or we want to say something for the both, so we will say authenticated users, which is combination of your authenticated user and computers. And here you see this is the, these are two different default policy created by group policy to direct it automatically, but it doesn't define all settings, but depend up to you how you want to manage. If you want to add something, you can add as well. But if you see some current setting, it will tell you, okay, these are the some settings which were set added automatically. But if you want modify, you can modify those things, and if you want to add something else, you can add that as well. Okay, so
Okay.
I did not do anything. This was same thing here. It was also done automatically. I did not do anything, but I created this group policy, and again I did not remove this. But depends up to you how you want to do this, and and it is necessary to link the group policy where you want to manage this. And now if I remove this, okay, if I remove this and add any user or group where you are not a part of that particular uh, group, so you will get the access deny. for the particular group policy. Okay.
Okay.
So that is reason if I add a group and you are the part of that particular group, then definitely you are having the read access to active group policy. And we can also give the delegation to read or modify or full control so that people can manage by their own. And I have also created another video how to give the delegation require delegated access to group policy so that anyone who is not the domain admin can manage the group policy as well. So we are here, it is almost succeeded. Now we can see here we have Active Directory, right? Here we are having all the things, all the same things, whatever we are having here. And since I'm a domain admin, I can access this. But if you want to access from your account, you will not be able to access. And we will make this possible as well. Okay.
Okay.
So this is your name, and I said your password. Okay. So generally, it is giving access here because this is a virtual machine, and but whenever we are having any physical workstation like your laptop, you will not be able to get the access the particular server workstation because it will ask you to provide the read exactly. If you are not able to access, no problem. What you can do, you can ask any your colleague who is working as administrator or having admin right on this computer. So you can ask them to come here. Either you come here. Okay, not see you have logged in only, but you are not having admin access. Okay, here remote, and you can ask set the user, and they will add you here your ID and you will be able to access that computer, but you will not have the admin rights. So if you want to take the admin rights as well on this server, you can go to computer management, local users and group, users, not users, groups. Here they can add you as a member, okay? Or they can add you any, they can add any group and you should be part of that particular group as well so that you'll have the admin rights on this computer, okay?
Okay, sir.
These are added automatically. Shiva domain admins was added automatically once we create it. We can also remove this by the group policy, but some companies remove, some companies keep, depending on the company to company. So if you only want to take the remote on the server, well, you can ask your colleague to add you here or your group here so that you can only have the read access, remote access, remote desktop user. You can only take the remote. You cannot perform any activity. And we are having some other groups as well, like you want to read the logs. Specifically, you are denied security logs. So if someone add you here, then you will get the security logs. If you are added here, you can manage the backup of this particular computer and print operator. There are so many things you can just read and understand, but common things are these administrators, backup operator, event log reader, or this remote desktop users. So now we can see Active Directory and you are the only user, right? You are not having any specific privilege, but you are having access to Active Directory because you are authenticated user. If you want, you can type this who am I to see who has logged in actually. It is not a temp pass, so it telling you Shiva is the domain name, Monica is the user. Okay, so now we
Okay.
are here. So you can also, if you want to do something like it is a read access, right? Suppose you want to create or suppose you want to reset the password. Let's say you are getting access denied. So for there are multiple delegation things. What we can do if we want to allow you to do something, we can create a group, but we will not create a group because we are only going to test for one user. So good practice is we should create one group. Okay, before that I want to show you something as well. Here you can go users, tools, and your group policy. Where is group policy? Group policy is not there, huh? Let's see. Okay, I was thinking the group policy will also be added. Okay, R set. It should be feature. No. Group policy. Why it was not added? Hmm.
So it's the group policy management.
Yes, so we can add that as well. I was thinking that it will cover. Okay, so what we can do, we can just log out and log in with my name. So now, okay, sorry, we are here. 622. View installation progress. Okay, succeeded. So that role has been installed as well. Now we can see group policy management. So here you can see Shiva.land. Here group policy object, authenticate user. Okay, so I logged in with my account. Now log off again. You are okay. Again, Monica. Some people are not aware that they are having access to Active Directory. If they are having access, they can manage. At least they can collect the information, right? Instead of sending email and waiting for someone to reply. If they are having access, they can just go and get the information, right? It will save their time as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we can see you logged in. Okay. Now you can see you can open the group policy as well. Here, group policy object. Can you see? You can't see my another group policy, right?
Yeah, yes.
You,
Because authenticated users is not added.
yes. Generally we get a red icon, but it's not showing. But we can see one thing, yeah. We can't see the group policy where I'm not having the permissions. So, okay. Now he was talking about the delegation. So generally we create a group. Okay, let's create one group. And we create. Okay. Let's do in the proper way something. IT. Here I can see create another organized unit. I will say users. Here I can create computers, and here I can create another groups. GROUPS. So here I can create one group. I can give a name, uh, IT support. Okay. That all are fine. Here I can add the user Monica. Okay, that is added. Okay, what happened? I did not Monika apply. Okay. If you want to add someone, you can add. Okay, from your
O-
team. See who is available. Keep yourself mute and bring them here.
Okay.
And let me know once anyone is available.
Okay, sir.
Okay, if we are giving knowledge, everyone can have. Shall we start, Monica?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here we can see, if you want, you can add the description as well so that anyone can understand. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Okay, something happened. So if you want, you can add the description as well to understand or tell the people what is the purpose of this group. And you can also add the email address of any uh, team, or I would say DL distinguished list, so that people can understand if need any help, they can be contacted. And here you can also add any person who can manage the membership of that particular group as well. That will help you, or that will help team to manage that group membership by their own, instead of reaching out to any person from the IT, like someone is managing Active Directory, having domain admin or enterprise admin. So we can just reduce the time by setting these things. Okay. For example, I will show you how we can do so. Let me make you as a owner for this, or manager. Okay. And we can also select this way. This is also necessary. If you only add, that is only showing the manage by, but until unless you select this, you cannot manage. Okay. That box
Okay.
must be checked. Okay.
So, I have one question. After checking this box, what all things we can manage in this group? Everything like adding members, removing members.
Only these two things.
Okay.
All adding. See, if you are not a member, you are not having this privilege. And if you want to add someone, someone is suppose someone join your company or your team, and you want to give him the same type of delegation or permissions, what you will do? You will reach out to anyone who has access to add the user in this group, right? You will send the email, and you will take follow up everything, right? You will tell them this is the new person. They can ask some justification as well, or someone leave the organization, right? Or they change the project from one project to, because some big organizations are having. multiple projects and people are working for sometime working for one account, sometime working for another account. Maybe different, there are different situations why they are moving, but they are going practically, right?
Yes.
So, so we can select this. So now you are the owner, and if you okay, so now I want to give you some permission so that you can manage. I will give on the top level, but we can also select where people can do. Here you can select the group IT support. We go next. So there are multiple ways to give the delegations. Here we can select something from here. Create, delete and manage user account. We can select that as well. Okay. Reset password and force password next to login. We can select this as well. Modify the membership of group. We will not select this because we want to show you that you can manage membership of that particular computer. If we want to allow someone to join the computers in the domain, you can select this box. Okay. Manage group policy link as well. And there are so many things that you can select from there. Or let's do this first. Finish. Now we are coming here just for showing another thing. IT support. Next. And we can select some custom from here as well. Now you want to give some permission only on computer object. Okay, you can select this. Create selected object in this folder and delete select on the folder. I want to tell you one thing. If we want to give the permission one user to create or move one computer or user from one location to another location, in this case, we will have to give two types of permission, deletion and creation. Suppose
Okay.
suppose it is in ITOU. Now you want to move it to HROU. So in the ITOU, you must have delete permission for that particular computer object or all the computer object. And in the HROU, you should have creation permission because in the ITOU, if you see meaningfully, we are deleting from the ITOU and we are creating the same object in the HROU. So you do not have anything like move object permission. No, creation deletion should go as per the requirement. But if you are doing vice versa, you also creating or deleting in the ITOU. So in this case, we can select this permission. If you are not selecting giving the delegation on the top level, okay, here you are giving, and you want to say, okay, giving permission on the OUIs, then you need to select this delegation twice. One will be for deletion or creation, another will be same creation or deletion. Got it?
Yes, I got it.
Can you explain? What did you get?
I have question that if we will give the delegation control on top and on domain level, so we will manage all the OUs, right?
We will manage, yes,
We,
you can
yeah.
manage all those. Only desired permission which has been given, has been selected.
Okay.
ठीक है? If you giving any other permission, you are not giving the permission like OU movement or computer join the computer to domain, then you are not going to do this. And one more thing I have already explained in my uh, another video. Suppose you want to give the permission to add one computer in this particular organization unit. So what you can do, you can just mention the computer name here, PC01, and you can provide permission to the particular user. Okay. So this is this is called pre-staging as well. Generally, users are not having access to add the computer in the domain, right? And if there is a person, he is asking you, give me the access to add my computer in this location. So you can just give this types of permission. Name should be same, and that user will be able to add the computer in the domain, and computer will be added in this location instead of here. If you join the computer as you did earlier, computer will be here by default in the jump server in the OU. From here you can move where you want to, or you are aware that computer will be here in a particular organization unit. You can just create that computer here and give that permission, and the computer will be added and added in the Active Directory, and that will be kept in this particular location where you have added already. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Is this good? Right, right.
Yes.
Were you aware about that earlier?
No, I was not aware.
Or not watching videos now. Okay, so no problem. So this is the things. Now we have given you some permissions. Okay. So now you will log in again with your account. Okay. Okay. It is always a good idea if you are providing permission or removing permissions or changing membership of any user. So you should log off and log in because it is required from the Kerberos point of view. I will explain Kerberos as well after some time. So now you can see that is Active Directory. We have given you some permission. Let's see you are able, whether you are able to create any user or not. Okay, Rahul. Generally, it should be selected. User must change the password next logon, but we are doing this test, so not doing this. Okay, now you can see you are able to log in the user account, right? Create the
Yeah.
user account because we have given you permission. Now again see that whether we are able to do or not. Now we are changing the password. Earlier you were not having access, right? It was saying access deny.
Yes.
So now you are able to change the password. So that is the some delegation. Generally it is can only be done by the domain admins, but I would say people should not depend on the domain admin for small things. That should be done at the first level so that everyone working for domain admin can manage some other big things like DC promotion, DC demotion, group policy creation. There are so many things, you know.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so and we can also move. Okay, okay. Let's see if we can move here. Okay, we can move because we are saying user management. So accordingly, you can provide some other delegation to, as well to perform that activity, and normal users can also contribute fo- in the Active Directory. And if you want to see what user is having what types of permission, you can come here. Oh no, before that you come here, advanced feature, and come to your here because we gave, or come here and we can see at security. We can come here and we can effective access. We can see the user Monica, for example, check name, view access, and we can see what access have been given to particular user. Okay,
Okay, sir.
create user object, right?
Yes.
Enable and so many other things as well. And if you want to, you can just check from here as well. Under the security, go to advanced. Here you can just see with the name of principals. Here IT support, right? Okay. Here we can see you are the part of IT support, right? So it is showing what type of access we are having.
We delete user objects.
Okay, full control, descendant user object only. Descendant, not only on the top. Okay, so we can give, likewise, we can give some other delegation as well. So we are not going to discuss each and every delegation, but otherwise this video will be very long. So now we can see that is possible, right? To manage the Active Directory from the Jump server. Most of the organizations are managing. And now, so I have also seen in some of the companies, people are having another domain as well, or another forest. Je- One forest is mainly created for performing most of the activity for the companies, but some domains are also kept in the isolation site, and they are both the forests are not having communication among self, okay, or together. So in this case, for example, I log in here. So here you can see this is my totally different forest. If you open the Active Directory, you will see that is a roof.land and that is a different forest. So if I want to access that roof.land from my Jump server, I can't access because it will only allow me to access forest which is part of the Shiva.land. If we are having multiple domains in the Shiva.land, we can manage them, but we should have the access. But that is a different forest together, so we can't access this. So in this case, I have seen in some of the organization only domain admins are performing any activity like if we are creating any user, if we are resetting the password, deleting any user, and so many other things. For small things as well, people are depending on the domain admins or enterprise admin. So I provide a solution for one of my company. When I came, I I saw that only domain admins were able to perform this activity. So in of my one of my organization when I was working, so what I did, I thought and I provided the delegation so that they can log into this computer and they can perform some activity. So we will do the same thing. So I will create one user for you. Okay, suppose you can say this is Tom, which is this. Okay, Tom and domain admin. No, we are not going to use this. Let's create your another account here. Let's see, we say Vipin. Okay. So, so it will be little bit different process. So what we can do, we cannot define anything here to access this computer because we are not having trust relationship between these both the forests. These are different forests. They are not aware about each other at all.
Okay, sir.
So what we did, we just created one user Vipin here, and if we want to log into this server, we should use the IP address only. CMD. So I can type ipconfig. See 192.168.102. And Vipin also need the delegation, so we can just give the delegation first because we need to come here again. Okay, add Vipin here. Okay, so we can create the same manage account, reset password, modify group. Okay, okay. Before we do that, we want to show you one thing. Okay, here you logged in, right? This is your ID. CMD Monica. Yes. So group IT support. Monica, if you want to remove yourself, you can remove, right? Because you are having membership to add or remove, right? Manager can
Okay.
manage the membership.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is the benefit of that. You can add yourself again, and you can add the Rahul as well, because you can only add or remove users from this group because you are a member of, not member, manager of this particular
Manager.
group, and specifically by using this box, right? If you remove this, again you will lose the access. So yes, sorry. So we selecting this. We can select more as well if you want to, but leave it. So now Vipin is having access to manage the Active Directory, not entirely, but yes, little bit. And if you want to access this server from here, you will get the access MSTSC. You will not get the access from here. 192.168. Sorry. So we were able to access this some server by your account, okay? Because we were using this console Hyper-V. If we generally take the remote by using your ID, by using this MSTSC, we will not be able to take remote. But we have the full solution. We can add the user in the remote desktop user group or administrator group accordingly. So now you can see 192.168.1.2. Let's see if we have disabled the firewall or not. Firewall. Firewall is off, and those should be part of same network. Bridge. Okay, that is also bridge. And what is this? This is also bridge. So why it is not coming? Remote access and server is not enabled. But okay, how to enable that? Come here. Not here. Come here. And this PC. Okay. Remote setting. Don't allow. That's why it's saying. Okay. So we can also remove this box. Sometimes it create the problem. Sometimes doesn't. But sometimes create the problem. So we should remove that as well. If okay.
Okay, sir.
And I want to show you that I need to add that user there. That is not a Monica, right? So here I should have my username.
Vipin.
Yeah, Bipin. So what I say, I will type roof backslash Bipin, right? That is a different domain. Or I can type Bipin at the roof.lan. We can use the
Okay.
user principal name as a Bipin at the rate roof.lan. And I will type the password. Okay, let's see what is saying. Access was denied. Your user did not try to log into this computer. Very good, no problem. So what we can do? So here you can see, let's try by using this method whether we can do this or not. If not, we will go with the group policy. Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay, user add Vipin. It doesn't work, we will have another option as well. Again, Monica. No, is remembering you only. Vipin at the rate roof dot
Roof.
len. See, again, new error. To sign in remotely, you need to write the sign in to through the remote survey via the default way. So it is not working. So what we can do, we can go back to here and we can open the group policy. And if you want to provide the same permission to all the users or some more users, you can create a group and you can add that group in this remote desktop users group. Where? Remote desktop users group.
Users and group.
Because we do not want to give them permission to manage they should be able to log in only and they can just perform some Active Directory related things. Okay, so remove desktop users. Are we not having that?
Have you selected advanced?
It will be here, sorry. Remove
Okay.
desktop user. So if you are having, Bipin is already added here. Okay, because I added from there, so it was added here. So that is fine. If you want to add group, you can add the group here as well. And that group should be added, meaning that the desktop user group should be added in your group policy. So can you tell me where to go?
Yes, sure.
Group policy. And one more thing is, if you are having some more computers, more domain controller in your domain forest like this, so you should apply this policy to only single domain controller because only single domain controller is fine to log in for L1 guy and they can perform their activity. So that solution should not be allowed to all the domain controllers in your domain. Okay, so and one more thing we need to remember, we should add a domain admin as well in this group, otherwise they will lose the access. Okay, Tom and admin. Understood? We,
Yes, so can you please tell again why we are adding domain admin?
because if you do not add the domain admin in this group, they will lose the access to log into the particular domain controller because we are
Okay,
managing this through the group policy. Through the group policy,
okay,
we are allowing or telling Active Directory that only person should be able to log into this particular computer. If we do not do this, do not allow a domain admin here or do not add that domain admin here in this group, desktop, remote desktop users, they will lose the access. Only person who has member of this group will only be able to access that particular domain controller. So that's why saying to avoid bad situation, if you are having multiple domain controller, apply this solution to only single domain controller and remember to add at least two, three domain accounts here, or I would say all, and designated person who wants to manage the Active Directory only. Okay. For,
okay, got it.
and Vipin wants to manage Active Directory. We have given delegation to him, but he is not a part of domain admin. But but I only keep Vipin here. Then Vipin can only log into this domain controller. I will lose the access. So that's what I'm saying. All the domain admins must be added here as well.
Okay,
So because you are going to add this group in the Active Directory or in the group policy. And as I said earlier, confine the solution to single domain controller. Apply this group policy to domain controller. And here we are having option like we can create,
negative.
okay, we can just say RDP to DC. Okay, you can give
Okay,
any meaningful name if you are working in the production. And you need to remove this and only add single domain controller, any domain controller. Okay, because it is mandatory part. We need to link this organized unit or this policy to the organized unit, right? This this this
yes.
this this organized unit. But here we can confine the group policy. Since I'm only having single domain controller, it is my bad. But so I will add only single one. It doesn't matter for me whether I'm keeping domain computers, authentic user or single computer, but good idea to keep the single computer only. Okay, DMG01, it is added here. So by using this, I can confine this group policy to a single domain controller. And
Okay.
we need to made some settings. Okay, can you tell me where to go? Windows settings, security setting,
Local policies,
hmm,
user right,
assignment. You,
then allow on allow allow log on through terminal services.
allow
It's
logo
some
locally, we can select that as well.
okay.
Okay,
Need to add the group remote
no,
desktop.
we are adding VPN. Acha, oh,
Okay.
sorry, remove desktop users. Okay, we need to add that. And okay, and
Administrator must be granted the log on local right.
administrator must be granted the logo. Right, okay, administrators. Okay, we can add administrators as well. ADMINISTRATORS. This fine. Very good. You were saying something? This one, right?
Yes.
We can add administrator as well, just to avoid any confusion.
Okay.
Okay. I okay. So now we have done this. Let's see if Vipin is able to access this computer or not. Our aim is to allow normal user to log into domain controller and perform some activity that we have given delegation for. Right?
Yes.
Move.len. Okay. What happened?
Uh, remove roof dotlan.
No, no. Why coming? Or wow, Monica, you know something. But I did not add.
Taken automatically.
Hmm. So you can see we have logged in. Normal user has logged into domain controller directory. Very good. Now we can come here. Same domain controller that we logged in earlier. Now you can see here we can see CMD. Who am I? Okay, I am a Bipin. Or
Okay.
if you open that, suppose you want to perform any activity like PowerShell something. See, it will ask. Okay, so you can open the PowerShell as well here, but and if you come here, see this Active Directory users and computer, and you can see Vipin, he is not a member of any other group, right?
Yes, sir.
We have only given some delegations, and now we'll see if Vipin can create any user as a standard process. Again, we say, sir, okay, let him create Monica account. Okay, and if he want, he can just reset the password as well. So he can, Vipin can perform some activity in the Active Directory. However, he is not a domain admin or enterprise admin that we can see from the Active Directory console. Here you can see nothing. If we see Tom is a domain user, domain admin, and if you open domain admin, you will see only administrator and Tom.
Okay.
So there is a possibility you can get some error like UAC control, then you need to fix that first, and then you will be able to access Active Directory, or standard user will be able to access the Active Directory in your domain controller. But UAC control, I tried this in the 2016 as well, but there was no UAC control for Active Directory, opening Active Directory or Server Manager, but it is happening in 2019. So I will create another video for that, and I let you know how to fix that as if you are getting that particular UAC control. But simple way, if you are let's having admin access on this particular computer, you can come here and you can select this to bottom, but you need to see here you must logged on as an administrator on this computer to select this setting. So that is possible by using group policy, and I will let you know which group policy and how you can need to define.
Okay.
Okay, so we have covered for the purpose that we created this group policy. Do you have any question?
Oh, no, sir. Everything is clear for now.
So you can manage in the future if you get same type of question. Now you are aware, right?
Yes.
How people are accessing Active Directory from the jump server, how they are really performing some activity even though they are not the domain admin or enterprise admin. And you can also see that if we are having two different forests, and if we want to manage or want some person to manage the Active Directory, we can give some delegation and we can give this types of login access to the Active Directory. And
Yes.
okay, so so that's all for this video. If you learned something new, kindly like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.